Guys, today is another day down here in Florida, and today, I know I haven't been posting a lot, but we're just going to go over what we did at the shop in the past couple days once I get there. But right now, we're at Home Depot, and what we're going to be doing is we're going to be making one of these out of steel. So I have a couple ideas. So this one's actually big enough so that I can make like 3 of these things, so that I can have one as a template, or like one is whatever I make it as, and then 2 for like final products. So we're going to go ahead and buy this. I just paid down a credit card, so that's paid off now. We're going to buy this though. We're going to go to the shop. We're going to do that. We're going to put on our Terigaiwa or something like that, the like handle that you put in the car. I have a way to mount that in the car too. And yeah, we're just going to do a couple things on the 180 tonight so that we can keep that thing looking sick. The valve cover should be coming later on this week, so that's the big reason why we're doing this too, so that we can make the valve cover look sick along with the nice paint job. So let's go ahead and get to the shop now. So guys, here is what we're going to be doing tonight. We're going to be putting in this, how do you say that? Terigaiwa. I'm butchering this name, but okay. We're going to be putting this thing in, which to me, this is an oh shit handle. We're going to use this piece of metal right here. We're going to drill a couple holes in it, and we're going to bolt that thing up. And then this, like I said, here we go. We laid this one out already, so we're gonna have this one right here. Round off these corners, make it all nice, and we're gonna go ahead and try to use this. So let's go ahead, get to this stuff, and see what we can get going. I'm trying to do this with everything at the house, at the shop here, and I'm not trying to go too in depth with it. We got a rubber piece of hose right there just to insulate it so that it doesn't rub right through that. We have a couple of assortment of screws and bolts right there, so that we're going to try to get those to go into there. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and see what we can do. But before that, we're just going to go ahead and file these down and get rid of the edges right there. Wow, I was really close to that. We're going to just go ahead and file these edges down so that they're not super sharp, and get rid of that excess right there. And then we're going to go ahead and throw it in the car over there. Okay guys, so I've been here at the shop working very hard to try to make this. This took a very long time to make actually. So I had first made it super big. I had traced that out, and that didn't work. So what I did was I grabbed the gauge right here, and I actually just measured it with that, and then I basically scored it all the way down, cut along the score line, made it fit into the actual top of the valve cover over there, and then I did the ends, and I dropped it on top, and I traced out the ends and then cut the ends to size because those weren't to size. But now this thing fits in there very nicely, and we have a design on the back. We'll show you guys in a second, but I have this little dot right there on the back side because that means that this one's the back, because if you look at this one, it's got like a U in it, and I don't want that in the front. And then this one's pretty straight there. So this fits into here very nicely now. You can go ahead and drop that into there. The hardest part after this is going to be cutting the holes and everything and getting all that stuff lined up. But once you get this thing into here, fits in there very nicely, just like so. And there we go. So what we're definitely going to go ahead and either put some dimple dies on this, or we're going to put some louvers on it. So I'm thinking like 3 louvers going down the side right here, recessed in on both ends so that it vents out all the heat. And then I was talking to Roberto, and I was going to try to engrave, like actually cut out like the louvers. I was going to cut out either S13 or 180SX or something like that. So Roberto gave me this idea that there is an engraver actually at the mall. So I think we're going to go ahead and do that and get it engraved at the mall. But we have to figure out our pre-stuff first. So we have to drill the holes into it so that we can actually mount it in there. We have to cut our louvers in it. And then we're going to go ahead and get it painted. And then we'll engrave it. So the engraving is going to be really the last thing, unless I think I can go ahead and cut out with the design that I want in it. So yeah, let's go ahead and cut some louvers in this thing though, and drill some holes first. So let's go ahead and get onto that stuff. Okay guys, so now we have the holes all drilled up, ready to go. So what I did was I had taken this, put this over it, made sure that the front edge was nice and lined up with the best corner that it has. And then what I did was I took my little punch right here and I just used my pliers so that I didn't hit it really hard, and I just tapped all the way along the side. And then what I did was I had taken this thing, I believe I first brought this over to the car. I made sure that it was actually going to be like kind of so. Then I took this, put this on the edge of the table right here, and then I used this and I clamped this down so that I actually had like a solid surface. Then I drilled all the holes, flipped it because I had used one of the holes as a mounting point, and then did the extra hole, and they all line up pretty close. So I don't think this is actually the size that the bolts are, so we'll end up widening these out later. But on the other hand, we can go ahead and start making our louvers now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go after our first hole line on either side, and we're going to make the louvers. They're going to go 3 up, going down in size as they go forward on both ends, and then we'll have about, let's say, a pinky to a thumb ratio right there to have for the engraving. So let's go ahead and use our, I want to say this is a dial indicator, but I know it's not. So I'm going to go ahead and use this gauge, and we're going to go ahead and start marking our lines on the way down and go from there, guys. So hopefully this will be a pretty finished product by the end of the night. Let's go ahead and grab our flashlight right here and go show you how our Terikawa, I think that's actually how you say it right there, how that thing mounted up in the car. And it's pretty sturdy. It's actually only mounted with 1 screw, but it's pretty sturdy. Doesn't want to move. You can yank on it pretty hard. You start hearing the fibers start to break before the actual like mount moves. So here it is. It's all set in the car. It's got the rubber insulator right there. We got the 1 screw, and like that's me giving it some strength right there. You can see it pulling in that, and it's not going anywhere. So I'm pretty sturdy in there. I'm gonna go ahead and let that thing sit like that, and we'll go ahead and get this cover plate ready. So let's keep going on that, and then depending on the time, I'm gonna have Roberto go with me because, you know, our AFR is still run at 10 when we're at full boost. So we're gonna go ahead and see if we can't fix that a little bit tonight, and just give the computer a relearn so that if the AFRs can start doing its thing again. So let's go ahead and finish up this plate. Okay guys, so sad thing is we're not gonna be able to finish this tonight, but I do have it all marked out. I don't know, there we go. So I have the 3 louvers on this side marked out. I have the 3 louvers on that side marked out. We're gonna go ahead and ask Chris Rudnick tomorrow if I could borrow a Dremel so I could Dremel these out and really get in there with a really fine grinder bit and just cut them out, round over the edges, and get that stuff all squared away there. So what I might do is I might just drill like really small pilot holes on the corners, just so that the corners aren't going to be like super hard and like super sharp when you actually do this. So I might do that, and then obviously I'm going to round those off with the files tomorrow and do all that. But let's go ahead, and our good friend GTR over here, it's a shop friend, he said that I could test his wheels. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and test this wheel on here and see how this thing fits on this thing. And yeah, so he said he might give these to me. So what we're going to do is we're going to test it, see what it looks like. I don't know how high this is going to make the car and whatnot. I don't even know if the 18 is going to look right on this car. It might look too big. So we're just going to go ahead and test one, see what it looks like, and go from there. So let's go ahead and take this wheel off. Got done test fitting the wheel. I'll throw in a couple of pictures here on what the actual wheel looks like. To me, it looks just a little too big. I mean, it's going to look sick if you have the right body kit and the right stance, and you could just slam your car and it's just going to look right. But for me, how my car's set up right now, so the 16s look perfect on it. Honestly, the best size that I'm probably going to go to is this right here. This is a 17. Still got a decent amount of tread sidewall, and you could go deeper with the widths. So for right now, this is a good look, but overall, I'm probably either going to upgrade it to a 17, or I'm just gonna try to get some really wide 16s and just try to go stancy with that and see what we could go with. But yes, let's go ahead and wrap it up for the night. Like I said, I'm gonna do the actual drumling tomorrow and drill out the other stuff, cut out the other stuff so that we can actually see what it's gonna look like and get the louvers in there. But yeah, the 180 is coming along, guys. Love this car, love being able to drive it. Let's go ahead, get home for the night, and we'll start on stuff tomorrow. Hey guys, so we're back at the shop today, and what we got going on here on the little plate is we just drilled a couple of pilot holes on the very ends of these things so that when I actually do cut along the lines, the ends will actually be perfect. And what we can do is we can go ahead and just, I don't know, we'll file them down, and I have a way on how I'm gonna bend them and whatnot. So we're just gonna go ahead and keep going on this thing and keep chugging along. So I got the little Dremel right here from Chris, and we're gonna go ahead and use this thing, cut these out, and then we'll go ahead and continue on from there. So let's go ahead and cut these little things out. So the actual plate came out pretty good. Obviously this is not gonna be perfect. I'm only doing, and this is not machine done, but it came out pretty good. From a distance it looks really good. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and take the files. We're gonna go in there and try to shave these down and make it look like it's supposed to, and just get rid of all the sharp edges. So let's go ahead and do all that stuff now. Okay guys, so we're here at the house now, and I'm looking at the SR, and here is a pretty finished product. This is what we got. We got the louvers in it. We got everything all made up. Hold on, let me do this thing here. So we got the louvers in it. We got it all made up. Now I just have to get it engraved and just paint it pretty much. So now we're going from this one that's on here, which is the old plastic one right here, from this one to that. So we're gonna go ahead and figure out which way is the back. I put a little dimple on it, if you could see that right there, and that's the back side. So then that's gonna go into there like that-ish. There we go. Let's try to get this thing in here the right way. So that's gonna sit in there like that, and there we go. Do it yourself, homemade valve cover piece. Looks pretty good to me. I like it. And now all we need to do is we need to get it engraved. But that's about it though, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and go to the gym now, shut the car up, go on with my night, and hit this video up for you guys. But oh yeah, the last thing is I have to find it. So let me find that real quick, and then I'll end the video. So guys, like I said, for a while I was working with zip ties and they were gonna get a sticker made. So here it is. This is the little slap of me, the little peeking guy. So let's see if you can see that. There you go. So that's what we got going on right here. We're gonna be selling these things. I'm not actually sure on the price, but I'll ask them and I'll put it in the description. But we're gonna be selling these things, guys. Go get your merch. And yeah, I have to find a place on where to put this thing. I think we're gonna put it on this side of the car, right over here with Chris. Put this right around there somewhere. It's gonna be on the side you can't see shit, so we're gonna stop filming that. And yeah, that's about it though, guys. If you guys liked the video, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, comment, share, do all the good stuff, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Later.